Welcome to the Kale Leadership Secrets podcast. Today, let's talk about getting what we tolerate. Hello, amazing people, amazing leaders, amazing listeners. I appreciate you so much, and amazing watchers if you're on YouTube right now. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for joining the Kale Leadership Secrets podcast. My name is Kale Hauser, co-founder and CEO of Kale Leadership, along with my amazing wife, Liz Hauser. I'm hoping to have her on and have us start doing some videos together here soon. If that's something that you think you would enjoy, hearing from her perspective as well as mine, or maybe even just hers, please let me know in the comments. Shoot me a DM, shoot me a message at Kale Leadership, and we can make that happen. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that can be difficult to swallow, because a lot of the things that I talk about are difficult to swallow, because a lot of things I talk about have to do with personal development, personal convictions, not accepting a lower standard for yourself and actually striving to be something great and successful, to include leadership, to include sales, to include just being a better person in general. And this certainly applies to that. Although I will put this tilt of the assumption that you are in a leadership position in business of some form or fashion. And I heard a gentleman recently say, you get what you tolerate. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But then as you start kind of going through that and understanding, it applies to so many situations. The body that you have is what you're tolerating, whether you're carrying, a 2% body fat, or you're carrying an extra 20 pounds, an extra 100 pounds, an extra 400 pounds on your frame of what it was designed for. You are tolerating that. If you are eating horrible food during the day because, supposedly you're too busy to do anything else, you're tolerating that. If you have a relationship that you just don't enjoy, you're tolerating that. How you are treated by that significant other, you're tolerating that. If you have kids that are disrespectful to you, guess what? You are tolerating that. And if you have a business that's not doing what you want it to do, if you've got employees that are running roughshod over you, are doing their own thing, making up their own rules, coming and going as they please, if you've got revenue that's not at a target where you want it to be, or even it's maybe even sustainable, guess what? You, as the leader, as the sole person responsible for your life, are tolerating it. And what you tolerate is what you're going to get. And when you finally move into that space of, this is no longer acceptable for my life, I will not allow other people to treat me this way. The level of income that I made last year on my W-2, or that I reported to my accountant, or that was in my bank account at the end of 2022, is not tolerable. I will not tolerate that low of a number again for the rest of my life. I will not tolerate people to disrespect me. I will not tolerate my kids to talk back to me. Now, there's a process to go through once we decide that we are not going to tolerate those types of things, whatever it may be, because relationally, your body, your physical fitness, your food intake, your environment that you live in, the employees that you have on your team, the type of business that you do and with whom you do it. Those are all processes that you have to work of having an understanding of what you will and will not tolerate. Now, this goes back to, ding, 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 big surprise. This goes back to your goals. This goes back to your core values, your vision. What have you decided for yourself? What does your business identity look like? Because that's what tells you what you will and will not tolerate in your life. If one of your core values as your business is integrity, guess what you probably shouldn't tolerate in your business or people that you do business with? Dishonesty. You shouldn't tolerate the liars, the people that make up stories and excuses, because your core value is integrity. If one of your core values is results, guess what you shouldn't tolerate anymore? Lack of results. Not doing the actions required to get the results. Now, this one, I'm coming at you just a little on the personal side, because one of Kale Leadership's core values is results. Now, it's twofold. Our core value is to get results for our clients, for our customers, but it's also results for ourselves. We are results oriented, because that's kind of what business is about. You need to have actions and results in the form of income, in the form of capital, in the form of revenue, in the form of success for your customers. But I know that there are things that I could do to increase our results, to get better results, to get more frequent results, more active results, both for us and our clients and customers. But I am tolerating a lower level of action that I know is needed in order to get the greater results. And that's something that I'm going to be working on, and you are free to hold me accountable to that. To, if you see me, walking down the hall or at the grocery store or at an event, please stop me and say, hey, are you doing the increased actions that you said you were going to do in order to get your increased results? And I'm going to look in the eye, and with all honesty, because again, integrity is one of our core values, I'm going to say either yes or no. You will help hold me accountable, and you will help convict me to know that I can do better and need to do more in order to get that. Or I will say, yes, I have set my targets and my goals, and I've understood that this is the level of action I need to now take in order to hit them. But this goes again back to, you get what you tolerate. Your branding. What kind of reputation do you have in your community? Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Is it non-existent? Do people not even know that your company exists? That you're even an option for them? Should they desire your services or products? You're tolerating that. Now it's time, and this is me being hopefully a little bit of a mentor to you, to get out of that. Start making those decisions of, I will not tolerate this anymore. Maybe it's similar to quitting drugs or stopping drinking alcohol or smoking or any of those kind of bad habits that are for us or bad things for ourselves. We reach a point where we say, I will not tolerate this anymore. I've recognized how bad it is for me. I recognize it's destroying my relationships. I recognize my health, blah, 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 all the reasons, and I will no longer tolerate doing that. Now, hopefully you're not on that end where you need to cut out these massive bad things for you, but that could be where you start. Because in order to be great, you do need to start. It's so much easier if you just cut the chains and cut the shackles and the weighted balls that are holding you back in order to rise. It's so much easier. So start there. What will you no longer tolerate negative in your life? And then you can start moving steadily towards, what are the actions I need to start doing in my life in order to be amazing, to have that success? Okay, maybe it means getting rid of the one employee that's just the major downer of your team before you can start focusing on building up the rest of your team. Maybe. Or that one relationship that you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them anymore because they are not serving you, they're not encouraging you, they're not doing anything to contribute to your success, personal, professionally, financially, or any otherwise. And it's difficult because maybe that's a childhood friend that you've known since the 3rd grade, but you're now on different paths. But start with, what negatives will you no longer tolerate? And then we can steadily move into the actions that you will no longer tolerate that are holding you back from your success. Hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please let me know. Hit kalehauserleadership.com/mistakes. It's our free ebook of the 10 biggest mistakes every new leader makes and how to avoid them. I know it'll be beneficial to you. Be on the lookout for some pretty amazing guests that I'm trying to line up. We're just working out scheduling type stuff, and that'll be a super benefit to you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time and your energy and your effort and your feedback. Likes, comments, and subscribes, and shares are fantastic. No matter where you're at in the world, have a fantastic afternoon. Bye.